Hello, and welcome back to Joy. Or if you are just joining us for the first time, then welcome for the first time. Today we are back together to practice another mindful walk. And if you haven't been with us before, then you may not know that a mindful walk is just time that we spend walking and doing very little other than noticing our walking. So we're going to talk more about that in just a moment, but first I would ask you to find a space where you can do this walk. As you can see, I'm outside in my backyard with lots of room among the trees to walk in. You do not need this much space for a mindful walk. I did a mindful walk yesterday and I was inside at my screened-in porch, which was much smaller. All we really need is a path to walk in, or even a couple of different paths that we can walk in, and it doesn't have to be a big space. So you're going to do that first. Find the space that you would like to take your mindful walk in. And then what I thought I would do for you is simply model for you about 30 seconds maybe of a mindful walk so you can see what it might look like. And I think then you'll get a very good idea of how a mindful walk goes. Okay, so I'm going to do just about 30 seconds. I would suggest when you do your mindful walk, you do probably a minute or maybe even 2 or 3 minutes, whatever you think you can handle. Or you might just start with 30 seconds like I did and then do another one that's a little bit longer if you can. So I will show you what it might look like and then we'll talk for a moment about it. Okay. Okay, so there's an example of what it might look like to do a mindful walk. You probably noticed a few things. One is you probably noticed that I was standing up pretty straight and tall the whole time I was walking, and I was. And while I was walking, something you might not have noticed was that I was paying a lot of attention to my body as I walked, especially my feet, really noticing each time they hit the ground and even being able to hear the crunching underneath my feet and noticing that. You might have also noticed that while I was walking, my hands were put away the whole time. So I have pockets, so I chose to put them in my pockets. That's something you will choose too, a place for your hands. If you have pockets, that's a great place for them. If you don't, maybe you clasp your hands behind your back as you walk, or you might wrap them in front of you and hold opposite elbows. You can even just let your hands and your arms hang naturally as you walk. That's okay too. But you'll find a place for your hands, and you'll notice I wasn't reaching out and touching anything as I walked. So you'll keep your hands put away as you walk too, and just focus on your walking and how your body feels as you walk. Something else you may have noticed while I was walking is that my gaze was set in front of me the whole time. So I was looking right in front of me and never way over a shoulder or turning my head around. I was looking maybe a little to the left and right, maybe a little bit up and down as I walked, but in front of me the whole time. So you'll bring your attention to that as well, looking in front of you as you walk. So even though I heard a car go by and I heard a bird off to one side, I didn't turn my head in those directions. I just kept walking and looking in front of me. And then two other things that I would like you to try to give your attention to that you may not have noticed I was doing is I was paying a lot of attention to my breath. So I was noticing my inhales and exhales and even trying to breathe really on purpose as I walked. So intentionally taking deep breaths in and long exhales out. And then as I was doing that, I was also noticing that sometimes, even in that short little walk I just did for you, my mind got distracted by thoughts other than my walking. And so when that happened, I would just notice, oh, I just got distracted again by a thought that has nothing to do with right now. And I would bring my attention back to my body, maybe my feet hitting the sticks out here in the pine cones underneath me, or I would bring my attention back to my breath. So I would take another deep inhale and exhale to try to bring myself back to this moment, to my mindful walk. All right, so I would encourage you to find your space and to try a mindful walk on your own, probably with a timer, so that you'll know when your 30 seconds or your 1 minute or however long you choose is up. Or you could also do as I did and just walk for a little while and you decide when to end. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you.